If you own a modern day BMW M car, you would know that these are fantastic machines, from the way that they drive to the way that they perform. But if there's one thing in particular I think we can all agree on, guys, the brakes are simply terrible. But not in the way that you would think. For one, they produce a lot of noise, and two, they have tremendous amounts of brake dust. But luckily, we have the perfect solution I think you guys are gonna like. That's why today we're going to be installing a set of Carbotech ceramic pads. We're going to show you guys some of the key benefits of running this pad on your car, but most importantly, show you guys why every BMW M car deserves it. Before we go ahead and get started with the install, let me at least tell you guys a little bit about Carbotech and why we decided to go with them. Now, Carbotech has actually been around for a number of years, mainly in the racing scene. They are OGs in the game, guys, especially when it comes to perfecting their racing compounds for their brake pads. Now, they produce brake pads for a number of applications, from street to autocross to track use. This one in particular is going to be their street compound. It's the 1521. We're going to be installing the front pads and also the rear pads. Show you guys a quick unboxing. As you guys can see, very nice big surface. These are going to come in great, as I mentioned, because the main goal of today is to reduce brake noise and also to reduce the amount of brake dust. Now, I particularly love the way Carbotech has done their brake pads, especially because they come in at a very affordable price point compared to a lot of competitors that we've seen on the market. And one thing I've noticed, especially when having a conversation with these guys, they know their stuff. They're very supportive when it comes to technical details, and being in the automotive scene, they've tested and really made sure that they've come up with a real reliable product that's gonna not only perform, but also do what it says it's supposed to. Now, as I mentioned, the 1521 compound is mainly used for the street, but if you're more interested in doing autocross or even some hardcore track racing, they do have other compounds that are going to suit that application as well. And all of these are going to be available on the website, motogeargarage.com. Now, before I forget, I will mention that these are made in the USA, guys, so you can rest assured that we are supporting our local businesses. Now, with all that being said, guys, let's go ahead and get this install started.
So coming over to the car, now that we have the front wheel removed, next step we'll have to do is we're gonna take this brake line off this bracket. You definitely don't want to stress this line when you are removing the caliper. To do that, you just lift up. It's just a rubber grommet, so nothing too crazy. And then after that, we're gonna come down here, and on the driver side of the car, we have the pad wear sensor. Now, it's only on the driver's side, the passenger side doesn't have one, and then there is one more in the rear. So for that, we'll just pull up on that sensor to release it. All right, so once we have the pad sensor out, the next step we're gonna have to do is we're gonna need to push these pins, keep the caliper in place. And to do that, we're just gonna use a small punch, something similar to the size of the pin, with a small hammer, and we're just gonna tap until the pin comes all the way out. Just like that, the first pin is out. Second pin. So now the last step before we can get the pads out of the caliper, we're going to have to use a 14mm socket to remove the 2 nuts holding the caliper in place. You will want to put some kind of box or something to hold the caliper up, because once you release those nuts, it's going to hang down. So you definitely don't want to strain any brake lines while you're removing this. Let's go ahead and do that now. Now, a quick side note before we get the caliper off, if you are having a difficult time removing the caliper, sometimes the rotors do have a lip on the outer edge, so you'll find that the pads on the inside get stuck on this edge. So to fix that, you just have to put some pressure on the pads just to kind of lift them up off the rotor. Not too much, just to get them off, and then eventually the caliper will slide itself off. Like that. Now you guys can see the pads. We'll pull them out. This is one, and then the second one. So let's unbox the Carbotech pads. Now I just wanted to give you guys a quick size comparison between the new Carbotech pads and the OEM. And right off the bat, the most noticeable difference between the OEM pad and the Carbotech pad is going to be the size difference. The Carbotech is slightly larger than the OEM pad, so I'm curious to see how that helps with the overall braking. But honestly, these are pretty much similar to the OEM as far as the fit will go, but you guys can already tell, look at all the brake dust that's on the OEM pad just after a few thousand miles. Like, it's pretty ridiculous how much brake dust the OEM pads produce, and you can even see it over on the wheel. This is just after 1 week of driving. Look at this. This is horrendous.
Yeah, that's not gonna work.
Yeah, so I'm very excited to see how these perform once we get these installed on the car. So let's go ahead and do that now. Now, to begin the reassembly of the new Carbotech pads into the caliper, we will have to apply some light pressure on these pistons just to get them in their main seating position, because this is a new pad, so you're going to need as much surface area as possible for these to slide into the caliper. But also, while you're doing that, you guys need to periodically check the reservoir to make sure that the fluid isn't overflowing. This one is pretty close to the top, so you definitely want to keep an eye on that as you're pushing the pistons in. And then after you complete that step, the next stage would be to install the pads into the caliper. Now, we won't be applying any form of brake pad grease onto the back of these pads. That is per BMW's recommendation when installing brake pads. So we're just going to install them as is, straight out of the box. And the last thing before we get the pads in, you will want to clean the channels that the brake pads are housed in, both on the top and the bottom, and then also the spring on the back, just to make sure that all the mating surfaces are clear of any past brake dust. Now, with the caliper nuts in place, we will have to torque them to 95 Newton meters, or approximately 70 foot-pounds. And now moving on, we have to reinstall the caliper pins. You will have to clean them off. I already went ahead and cleaned this one off, so you'd have to do the same for this. And then you can go ahead and reinsert them into the respective hole. So before we can proceed with the removal and installation of the new brake pads, we're going to have to release the electronic parking brake on the car. Fortunately for these newer BMWs, they do have a electronic parking brake included in the vehicle, so you will have to put the car in a service mode to fully release the brake. Now, just stepping on the pedal and pressing the button doesn't release it fully. It only releases it by a short distance. But unfortunately, if you want to replace the pads, you're going to have to retract the motor in the caliper all the way out. So to do do that, you will have to get a specialized tool, unfortunately. That is another cost that you will have to incur. There is a way to do it manually, but you know, we prefer to do it this way just because the car controls all of the diagnostic functions, so it makes it a little bit easy for us to perform this service. So for the specific tool that we're using, we'll just go into the diagnostic menu. Go into special functions. Now, every scanner is going to be different. This particular one has it listed out pretty easy for us. So we'll go select electronic parking brake, activate, deactivate, workshop mode. It will give you some instructions on how to do so. We'll begin to activate the workshop mode. You'll have to manually release the parking brake. So we'll do that. You'll hear it come off, and we'll hit yes. And then we'll do this. Keep our foot off the brake pedal. Hit yes again. And then you guys can see that workshop mode was successfully activated. As you guys heard, the time that it took for the piston to retract was a lot longer than just pressing the button. So now it's fully disengaged. So now we'll be able to take the pads out and replace them with the new ones. Hit yes, and then we'll proceed to the service. And then once we're done, we'll come back in here, we'll deactivate the workshop mode, and then we'll be able to continue with driving the car. So now onto the rear caliper. You will need a 30mm socket and a 17mm wrench to take the two bolts off on the back. Now you will need a thin wall wrench just because to get it in between the space here is very tight. So a normal wrench is not going to work. So you definitely need to have a thin wall for that. And then you can just go ahead and loosen the screws. There's the first bolt. It does have some blue Loctite on there, so you will notice that it does put up a little bit of resistance. You can also use a Torx bit if you don't have a socket, but either one should work just fine. Now let's take a quick look at the rear brake pads, compare them to the OEMs. So we get two per side, and honestly they look very similar to the OEM, basically the same size, but as you guys can see we're going to have a little bit more pad thickness because this is a newer pad. Driver side doesn't have the wear sensor, the passenger side does, so you'll see that the notch is there for that whenever you get to that side. But basically we're just going to follow the same steps as removal and get these installed. Now before the pads can actually go into the caliper, we will have to depress the piston back into the caliper housing. To do that, we'll use a caliper piston tool. It's pretty simple. All you do is put it in between the piston and the space, and then you just apply some light pressure until you get the piston back into its place. Now you will have to periodically check your fluid reservoir just to make sure you're not overfilling the fluid, because by doing this you're actually pushing fluid back into the system, so you don't want to create a mess up front. But we're just going to turn this on until it's all the way in, and then we should be able to grease the inner surfaces of the caliper and also just a little bit on this surface right here. We'll get the pads in, put the caliper back on, we'll torque the bolts, and then honestly we should be good to go. And now the final two steps before we complete the installation on this side of the car, we're going to have to torque the two screws to 35 Newton meters or 25 foot-pounds. And then after we do that, you can go ahead and reinstall your brake caliper clip. So we'll do that, finish up this side, and then we can move on to the passenger side.
have it. This is going to conclude the install and review of the Carbotech pads. Now, if I have to be honest with you, this would be one of my first recommendations if you're going to get into any type of M car, from E9X all the way up to G8X. These pads are simply a must-have. They're affordable, little to no noise, and most importantly, guys, check this out. Almost no brake dust, and this is only after a few days worth of driving compared to the stock pads. After a day or even after a first wash, these wheels would have been caked in brake dust, and I'm very happy to say that I really recommend you guys checking this out. We will have links down below for everything, whether you have a G8X, F8X or E9X. We have the entire catalog, so you guys can make sure to go ahead and check it out and pick up a set for your car today. Now, before we go ahead and wrap this video up, I quickly wanted to share with you guys that we do have 2 new MGG branded shirt designs. This one is the In My Lane variant. As you guys can see, represents not only auto enthusiasts, but everyone in general. Super stylish, boxy fit, heavyweight cotton. We have them in 2 colorways, so we'll be leaving links down below so you guys can go ahead and check it out and pick one up for yourself. Okay, so this video is now a wrap. Guys, I really hope you've been enjoying all of the content that we've been doing on the G82 M4 so far. I'm really loving how everything has come along, from the interior, the exterior, and now the brakes. As I said, if you guys are interested in the Carbotech brake pads, make sure to go ahead and check it out. That's going to do it for today's episode. Stay tuned for more geared up content. Guys, we're gone.